Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother Yazariela from the Northern Kingdom, bringing some edification for you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous who are the biblical Israelites. And before we start, we want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, Rakakadash, that Yahweh, being the name of the Lord, not Jehovah, or God, or Yah, or Ahaya. It's Yahweh, the creator of all, the Ancient of Days. Bahasham is in the name of, and Yahweh Shai is the one you guys call Jesus or the Christ, signally speaking. And we give double honors to our elders in GMS where we learn this truth. Shalom to the apostles, the bishops, and to the men down on the highways and byways, giving the 100% truth day and night. Shalom to you and your households. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, Labakar in the Hebrew, the house of David being rebuilt as we speak. Shalom to you. And shalom to the speckled birds among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, but return to the house of Israel and are being edified by these videos. Shalom to you. The date today is June 3rd of 2026. The year of apostates, bug outs, agents, Jacob's trouble, and of course World War III. This lesson is going to be about Mystery Babylon, aka America. Okay? When John saw the image of this woman, he actually saw a woman dressed in purple. Okay? And if you don't know a little history about the color purple, in those days it was very difficult to acquire. Only the wealthiest and most powerful people can afford those colors. The first people that were able to dye these garments were the Phoenicians. Okay. And they were merchants, they're Canaanites. So when you ever hear about purple, it's a not just a color, it's a position, it's a power, represents power and wealth. The parable of Lazarus and the rich man. Okay, so that's a parable, and it's describing the rich man, which was dressed in purple, and that represents Esau, the nation of Edom. You have to understand, when the Lord was walking in Jerusalem, he was in slavery under the Romans. The Romans are so-called Caucasian people, but in the scriptures there are no Caucasians. They're called the Idumeans or the Edomites. Okay, so they are representative of wealth and power because they are the fourth beast. Okay, you can read that in Daniel chapter 2 and Daniel chapter 7. Okay, and they are representative of that purple, that power position, because they have been in power since the time of the Greeks. And Lazarus, the beggar, is representative of the nation of Israel, because we are in slavery. We are at the bottom, and that is going to be so until the Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, returns to redeems the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay, just so you have a little bit of understanding. I know there's a lot of people that are new to this, so you have to be able to teach this that even a child could understand. So we're going to go to the scriptures because there's a judgment for these people. Okay, the rich and powerful, and their time is almost up, brothers and sisters. So let's read it. This is Isaiah 47:1. Lament for Babylon. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Okay, so that's talking about America. That's about to come down, is going to lose power. Okay, it's no longer going to be a country of power and position. It's going to lose it everything. Okay, and them as a people are they're going to go down. They're never going to be ruling ever again. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of Chaldeans. Okay, so there's no throne for them. They're never going to rule over again. They're going to be, they always have been peasants. Okay, they're going to be slaves in the kingdom of heaven. And of course, the Chaldeans is another nickname for the so-called Babylonians, because the Chaldeans were nothing but sorcerers and witches, just like America. Okay, you ever heard of Donald Trump and the MAGA? Okay, that's Latin. MAGA is Latin for what? Mago, magician. Okay, which all they are is witches. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind. So when it's talking about the millstone, women at night would be grinding wheat, flaxseed, and anything of the when everybody was when it was cool at night. So at night you could walk the streets and you could hear the which is the grinding of the mill, which meant working. So this is in a symbolic way saying you're no longer going to rule. Now you're going to put your ass to work. Now you're going to get down, okay, and keep working. Take the millstone and grind the meal. Uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, and pass over the waters, right? Because in the ancient times, women wore dresses. And if they were ever to cross a river, they would hike up their dress, exposing their legs and, other parts. And this is what's happening as we speak. Everything that these devils have done is being uncovered. Okay, aka the Epstein files. Okay, Pizzagate, all these things that they thought they were going to get away with, the Lord has put them to light to show them these people are nothing but witches, pedophiles, okay? The worst of the worst, okay? The scum of the earth. These are the people that run this world. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. So everything's being exposed as we speak, okay? Yeah, thy shame shall be seen. Everybody's seeing the wickedness of these people. Okay, everybody knows who the Mr. Island Man is. Okay, I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man, because the Lord's about to judge these people. Okay, they're about to lose everything. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Right, because the salvation of the nation of Israel is upon us. It is close, brothers and sisters. Okay. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, right? Because these people, they've always talked shit about us, talking about that we're animals and we bring diseases and all these things. When they're the ones who have all the diseases, they're the fucking dirty motherfuckers. They're the disgusting people, okay? And that has come to light. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms, right? Because this bitch is a goddamn whore, okay? There's nothing but whores here in America. Any woman here is nothing but a fucking whore, okay? Every Western woman from Europe to Australia are nothing but fucking whores, okay? Because this society promotes whoredoms, okay? I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily led thy yoke. So when we went off as a nation of Israel, the Lord punished us by giving us to slavery to these people, which was a prophecy. But these devils went passed that line. Okay? They've passed that line. They were raping the women, the children, the men. This is unheard of. Who the hell does this shit but fucking animals? And these people are about to pay for all these actions. You know, you think the Lord was just going to allow this to happen? The yoke was heavy upon us. Nobody has gone through these things but the nation of Israel. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. So thou didst not lay these things to thy heart. Yeah, because they didn't see the cost. They didn't consider the cost. How much, all these wickedness, and I'm going to get away with this. No, sir. You ain't getting away from nowhere. Neither is this, remember, the later of the end, right? Because now it's the end of the world. These people are about to go down and be the slaves in the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, hear now this, that are given to pleasures, that dwelleth in carelessly, right? Because Americans are careless. They don't give a shit. They're the most capitalist people that have ever lived. They only care about them and nobody else. That dwelleth carelessly, that saith in their heart, I am, and none else beside me, right? Because they think about themselves and nobody else. They don't care about who lives on their block or anything like that. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. Right? Because you can read about that in Revelation. That in 1 hour, America is going to be destroyed. In 1 hour, they're going to lose everything. Their men, their children. And it tells you various places in the scriptures. The loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, nothing but witchcraft, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it has perverted thee, right? Because they hold their science above all. Their science is like their religion, their technology, right? That we went to the fucking moon. They didn't go to the no moon, man. Everybody knows that now. They did not go to the moon. All this technology now that they're promoting the brain chip. What did this guy say? That they're gonna be like Jesus Christ creating miracles. It will be creating miracles. This is blasphemous talk from these fucking devils, man. And thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. So now the Lord is about to judge these people. Okay? In the valley of Yehoshaphat. The judgment is upon people. Read the book of Joel. Joel chapter 3. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, right? Because the United States is going to be a desolation in a matter of minutes. When all these bombs fall upon the United States, it will be a desolation, and it will never going to be recovered. Okay, this is going to be a place of wickedness like Sodom and Gomorrah was. And upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thy enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, right? Because when America was founded, the founding fathers, right? All these Edomites, they're all Freemasons. They're all devil worshippers, okay? None of them were Christians. They'll tell you that. Read anything from George Washington and Jefferson and all that. None of them were Christians, okay? There's no churches and nothing like that, okay? Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest to prevail, right? Because it's saying you've been doing this so long. Hey, go Go ask the prognosticators, go ask the witches, go see the constellations, see when it's going to get better for you. It's not going to get better. America's about to be flushed down the toilet, man, like a big turd. Verse 13, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Right? Because, like I said, none of these astrologers, none of these warlocks or anything could save them. There's no spell that they could say, well, it's going to make it better. Well, because even in Isaiah, I believe he talks about putting balm on her to heal her, and it cannot be healed. Behold, they shall be as stubble. Okay, stubble is when you burn wood, and that's what's left over, ashes and stuff, right? Behold, they shall be as stubble. You can read that in the book of Obadiah. Okay, because it talks about the Edomites are going to be stubble, and who's going to make them stubble? Very powerful, brothers and sisters, if you haven't read that. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, or nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee. Right? Let's get that. The book of Obadiah. Let's start here at 10. Obadiah 1 and 10. For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And that's talking about the end of the so-called Caucasian race. Okay? In that day thou stoodest on the other side. In that day that the strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates. It's talking about the Babylonians. When the Babylonians came to Jerusalem and took the Jews, these Edomites helped them. And cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. Right? That's why they're no longer our brother, because he hated us from the beginning. But thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that became a stranger, because he's no longer our brother. Neither shouldst thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of his distress. Right? Because now it's the time for his distress. Okay? Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yeah, thou shouldst not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Neither shouldst thou have stood in the crossways to cut off those of his that did escape. Neither shouldst thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in that day of distress. For the day of the Lord is near upon all heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. So these people have a long motherfucking list that the Lord is going to let us fucking let us do whatever the hell we want. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. Woo! These people don't know what's coming. For as you have drunken upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Zion shall be deliverance. I told you, the only deliverance is coming to the nation of Israel. No one else is going to be delivered. And there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possession. So the Lord is going to give us the whole planet Earth back again, which is our possession. And everything that is inside the planet Earth is our possession. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire. This is what we just read in Isaiah 47 about the fire and stubble. Pay attention, brothers and sisters. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph, northern kingdom, a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it. Ooh, see, a lot of people said we have hate, but it is the Lord who's spoken it. It is the Lord who has prophesied that the end of the so-called white man, the end of this fucking devil, is at hand, and there's no one that can stop it. And that's why they are afraid. They are afraid of Jacob, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because you're going to be on top, and they're going to be at the bottom, where they've always deserved to be. Call Halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Barakatham, Rakakedash, and he that have ears let him hear. Shalom.